So non-harming is basically ahimsa. And in this particular culture, on our particular mat, it means non-harming. Let's not go into asanas that harm ourselves. And for the most part, we know that. But we also get carried away. So as we work with some of the Tadasana variations of today, we're going to do downward facing dog. I know we have some wrists in the room. So we'll work a little bit with wrists in the beginning as we break it down. And then from there, just continue to explore the strengthening of the arms. Now, we're going to explore with palms. Let's just bring our palms forward as we start. Palms forward, but also this option of palms to the side. Now press into your thumbs as you, let's start this way. Heels of the hands forward and just feel this stretch along the carpal area here underneath your forearms. And then spin a little bit outwards. And now keep them externally rotated here and press your thumbs forward. What a weird sensation. Can you feel that? See if you can stretch the top of your forearm as you do that. Does that make sense? Are you feeling it? Yeah. And then bring it back. Shake it out. Interesting, isn't it? So did you feel it along the top of the forearm there? Yeah. And along the top. So now let's bring our hands this way. Bring them in. And now press the it doesn't work. Press the thumb away and see what that feels like on the inner arm. See if you can feel that on the inner forearm. Are you feeling it? Squeeze up into your forearms. Can you feel it? Rotate it inward a little bit more. Do you feel it? And let's release. So one thing to remember like I can feel that in my forearms. Now I've been a tennis player in my life, so I have a rock solid fused couple of muscle parts here on my right arm that I keep working with. So let's go ahead and massage the right forearm. And I also recognize that I have a shorter forearm in relationship to my elbow and my shoulder and my torso. And that makes a difference in yoga. So if you're wondering why sometimes you get cues and your body parts don't quite fit like the teacher cues you, you don't have the same body. Shake that out. Let's do the other one. Oh, you're missing all the good massages, Virginia. Oh, I found a tender spot there. All right. So shake them out. So now just let's bring your hands onto your thighs and feel as you close your eyes and just feel the sensation there, circulation there. So I haven't really studied carpal tunnel. Monica probably knows a bit about carpal tunnel. But as we overuse and repetitive stress in our wrists from computer work, from driving, from yoga, we get inflamed in that area. The tunnel starts to close and causes irritation. There are other nerves that flow right through that area that we apply pressure on. And so when we can access areas above and below the injury point, we have a better opportunity to build strength and integrity and lessen the inflammation, maybe, or lessen the pain, maybe. So let's bring our hands out again. Flare them out this way and bring them in. So just go out and in and see if you can feel the rotation from the shoulders, not just from the wrists. So here's one area above the wrist that can support you, is feeling a stable shoulder blade. Now hold it out and bring it out. All the way behind you. Feel the shoulder. Keep your heels of the hands pressing forward if you can. Feel it all the way into your shoulders and down. Notice the response in your neck. Bring it back. Spin it towards one another and out. Now see if you can feel it in your shoulders, keeping your arms straight. Fingers in and reach them out and bring them behind. Feel the difference. Whew. So my neck wants to take over here. So notice if your neck wants to take over here, and just kind of release the neck a little bit. And then release the hands, bring them forward, and shake it out. Hopefully you can feel that. Now let's come onto our hands and knees. I wasn't going to go here, but I'm discovering a few things. So here we are on our hands and knees. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're weight bearing. And you notice where you might habitually dump into your wrists. So press the palms equally and press into the pads, like the pads right at the top of the palm and the pads in the fingertips. So as we press into there, we kind of claw back a little bit, not this extreme. But as you do this, can you feel the muscles of the fingertips and then shake it out? So sometimes I'll say when we have our palms on the floor, they'll cup their hands like this. I call this the pita pockets. And then I say, press those down. But sometimes when they press them down, these fingertips aren't engaged and just the palms engaged, and they're still dumping into their forearm. So if you press into the pads and you press into the finger pads, so the palm pads, we'll call that, and the finger pads, you still get a little bit of a suction cup here at the base of the palm, but everything else is grounded. When I engage the pads of my fingertips, I get all the way up the arm. And when I get the support all the way up the arm, then the pressure's off my wrists. So I want you to kind of have that understanding now as we move forward. Sweep the arms wide and up. Exhale, hands to the small of the back, forehead to the floor. Inhale up. Now you can imagine if your shoulders are tight, you're not going to get that kind of support for your wrists. And again, inhale. So maybe your wrists and your shoulders now are starting to feel a little bit loosey-goosey and light. Exhale, let the head rotate towards the right and then drop the chin down. Lift the chin up and let the head bring you up. Chin back to center. Exhale, lower down, hands to the small of the back. The chin drops and the chin lifts and brings you up. Now bring the arms forward, shift back, child's pose. And come up onto your fingertips. So now you got spiders, spider legs for fingertips. And as you press into your fingertips now, obviously the palms are lifted an inch or so off the floor, and let the forehead press towards the floor. Pull back on the fingertips. Now feel the activation of the whole arm. And now breathe into your rib cage, your middle thoracic. So if we can access the strength of the shoulders all the way down, you get to access that middle thoracic where the attachment of the diaphragm is. And as you breathe, now you're actually getting core strength. Now there's something called the rhomboid sling, rhomboid serratus anterior sling in the PT world. But it's really the space between your shoulder blades, your rhomboids, and these side ribs. And when they can connect through the fascia and other muscles, supporting muscles, they provide a tremendous amount of stability when we do inversions, of which a down dog is. So let's come up onto our hands and knees and now practice pressing the palms in. Let's do it sequentially. Dump into your palms. When I do that, I hyperextend in my elbows, not uncommon. And I can kind of slunch into my shoulders. Now press into the pads of the palms, claw your fingers back and make pita pockets. So now you can feel a little more engagement, but the hands don't feel very stable. Now just press into the pads of the fingertips, and that's hard work. Now press into the pads of the palms and pads of the fingertips and feel the difference. And from here now, let's do our cat and cow. Rounding the back as we exhale. Inhale, pull back on the fingers as the chest pulls forward. Now you're keeping the arms straight, but you're not dumping into the wrists. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Do that a few more times. You feel the work in your fingers. So I was recently moving and pulling boxes and moving boxes. And I can really feel the work on my fingertips, ripping up boxes, opening up boxes. Yeah, two more. Good. And then come back to center. Good. Now let's place our blocks onto the yoga mat about shoulder width apart. We're going to bring our forearms onto the blocks, our knees underneath our hips, and palms face the ceiling. Take your right back of your forearm and massage the left forearm, rocking it from side to side. Does that work for you? Yeah, just massage that. And you'll see your fingers respond kind of organically as you press into it, and then do the other side. That's one way of doing it. You can do it with your knees, forearm on the floor, your knees into the forearm, and then come back to center. Now bring your palms together like you're going to clap. You can cover the block if you need to with a blanket. Bring your toes under. We're going to come into a puppy pose. So walk your knees behind your hips, press your elbows into the block, and keep your palms together as the forearms lift towards the ceiling, fingertips towards the sky, head through the upper arms. Let the belly kind of hang and then release that. Press your elbows in as you lift your chest forward and come forward into something that looks a little bit like a half plank. Exhale, shift back. Elbows press down, palms press in. Feel the upper arms get some stretch and come forward. Now you can also do this without blocks if your blocks are too hard like mine are. Let's do a few more. And one more. You might hit a nerve there like I just did. That little funny bone. Good. And release that. Bring our toes under. Let's bring our block underneath our bum and let's sit with a supported Vajrasana. Reach the arms wide and press the heels of the hands away. And now spin the fingertips towards the floor and reach the heels of the hands with straight arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring it down. Now take your right hand and bring the right back of your hand to the small of the back. We do this in our Vajrasana. Left fingertips still pointing towards the floor. Working into the shoulder girdle now, all ranges of motion. Reach the right arm up, out. Right fingertips to the floor, heel of the hand come up towards the sky. Back down. Bend the elbow, feel the internal rotation of the shoulder. And the third time. Now bring this right arm forward, all the way towards your right thigh. Bring it back up. Bring it out to the side. Bring it back up. Bring it forward. Spin the palms towards the ceiling. Right palm towards the ceiling. Bend the right elbow right behind you, like you're reaching your right elbow behind you. Bring it forward. Bring it right behind you. Now straighten that right arm. Bend the right elbow, right hand to the back of the spine, and sweep the arm up and lower down. Lower left arm down, shake it out. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Remove the block. Hands to the floor. Practice the palm pads, finger pads. Lift the hips towards the sky as you press your heels towards the floor. Take a few breaths here and feel the difference, right side, left side. See if you can feel the shoulder blades drop down to connect over the fascia to the rib cage in the back body, and then feel the diaphragm drop down, expand, and release back up. So theoretically, you're feeling that all the way into your fingertips as you breathe. And then lower the knees down. Grab your block again. Let's have a sit with or without the block. It's helpful to sit first and then slide the block. Get up onto your knees first. Shake the wrists out. Reach the arms wide once again. Spin the fingertips towards the floor. So you've got this external rotation in the shoulders. Now take a moment to notice the neck want to take over or not. Relax the ribs inward as you press your knees down and feel the belly pull in and align the spine. This is our Tadasana from the waist up. Now I'm not over pressing my heels of the hands away. I'm practicing ahimsa, not harming, but certainly feeling the stretch. Reach this left arm behind you and then bend the left elbow. Bring the left back of the hand to the small of the back. Reach it back behind you, out to the side. Reach the left heel of the hand up towards the ceiling and do that. Well, I think we did it 2 times. Now keep that right shoulder relaxed. Keep the left heel of the hand flexed as you reach it behind you. And then when you can go no further, bend that left elbow. Then reach it back. You feel that full rotation in the shoulder and bring it up. And we'll do it a 3rd time. Whoa, it's so interesting. The right shoulder wants to creep up towards the sky to help stabilize the weaker side of my body. See if that's the case for you. Bring it up. Now bring this left heel of the hand forward, all the way to your thigh. Bring it back up. Bring it back out to the side. Fingertips down. Oh, that right shoulder. Bring it back up. Bring it back forward. Now spin your fingertips towards the sky. Bend your elbow like you're reaching your elbow back to touch the wall. Let's bring it forward as you push. And then bring it back to touch the wall. Now bring the hand to the small of the back. Ooh. Bring it back up towards the sky. And lower the arm down. Lower the right arm down. Whew. Come on forward, hands and knees. Yeah, notice how I dumped. I noticed how I dumped also. Fingertips wide. So what happened there? You lost your balance. Oh, toes. Yeah. So let's lift our hips, downward facing dog. Walk your feet back a little bit more and release those toes. So the fact that we press into the palm pads and the finger pads, very similar to our feet in Tadasana, pressing into the toe pads and the sole of the foot, ball mount, pinky mount. Drop the shoulders down and then shoulders up. See if you can keep a quiet arm and just move into your shoulder blades. Now, for those with shoulder issues, of course, you can do this in table pose. Take the pressure off. Good. Lower the knees down, flatten the feet, flipper the feet. And let's shift back. Child's pose. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's swing our legs around and let's come onto our backs and reach for our straps. And then this time, let's grab our blocks. They're going to come underneath our feet. So with our feet on top of our blocks, don't let the heels hang off to the side if you can help it. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Feel a curve in the small of the back. Palms face the ceiling. Just take a breath here and just feel. And then press into the feet. Press the feet away. Just gently lift the hips up. We're not going to maximum movement here. And lower down. Just feel the spine. See if the spine can move between very quiet shoulder blades. See if there is that range of motion and just progressively do about 3 more and get a little higher. Just explore the shoulder blades dropping down and the spine moving between the shoulder blades. And then feel the connection to the neck all the way up to the head. And then as you lower down your hips, release the lower back to the floor, and then lift the lower back off the floor and find this pelvic tilt. And as you rock your pelvic tilt now, feel how the head and neck respond. And feel how actually your shoulder blades stay pretty glued to the yoga mat as you find your pelvic tilt. Good. Now come to your neutral spine. Let's build some strength in the core and access a little bit more of that serratus. Press your left foot into the block. Bring the right knee towards your chest. I need to scooch away a little bit. Maybe you do too. Bring your right knee towards your chest and grab your strap. And let's loop the ball mound, big mound of the right foot. Bring the strap in the right hand. Notice if your hand feels pretty darn relaxed. Press through the right foot, ball mound, pinky mound, but relax the toes. Externally rotate the right leg. Internally rotate the right leg and do that a few times. See how that feels in your hip socket. Practicing ahimsa. Now keep that external rotation. This looks similar to how we externally rotated that right hand, and take your right leg out to the right. And then as you exhale, press into your left foot and bring it back up to center. And again, take it out to the right. Keep that external rotation and bring it back up towards center. So just like we activate our legs by pressing into ball mound, pinky mound, feeling that move all the way up into the torso, through the quadriceps, through the inner outer seams of the legs. Let's do one more. And then bend the right knee, keep the foot and the strap connected. Press the right knee away as you draw the right foot towards your chest. Bring both hands onto the strap now. It's a deep external rotation. Make sure it's rotating from the hip, not from the knee. So you're dropping that right hip down. Now take that foot on top of the left thigh as the left thigh either lifts off the left block or not. Release the strap, release your hands overhead, interlace your fingers and press your palms away. Now feel the length of the torso. Left shin is parallel to the floor. Both feet are flexed, right knee pressing away. Draw the belly in, natural curve into your spine, arms overhead. Lift the outer pinky toes towards the outer seams of both shins, and then release the arms down. Place the left foot back onto the block. Uncross the right leg, extend the right leg towards the sky. It's still on the strap, or the strap's still on the foot. Take one strap in either hand now, and keeping the curve of the lower spine, begin to draw the right leg towards your chest. Keep your shoulders out of it. Keep the shoulders quiet. Take about 4 breaths, actively pressing into the feet without overstretching the hamstring. Practice a hamstring himsa. A hammy him. And then if you like, you can straighten that left leg forward and press that left calf or the back of your left leg into the block to deepen into that stretch. Keeping the curve in the spine. Feel how the feet support the strength of the leg, just like the finger pads support the strength of the arm. And then feel how the feet, the leg, move right into the joint of the pelvis, and how the hand, the arm, move right into the joint of the shoulder. And then release that. Relax the strap, bring the right knee towards your chest, straighten the right leg forward, left leg forward, both legs onto either block. And just take a breath and feel. You can jigga jigga from here maybe. And take a breath, feel. So it's interesting when we do these kind of isometrics and little, I wouldn't call them drills, that sounds too painful, but they're little mini snacks, little snackies before we go into a full pose, waking up different body parts, asking certain body parts to talk to one another that they're not accustomed to. It's like a new neighbor. Let's do the other side. Right knee bend, right foot onto the block, bring the left knee towards your chest and strap the left leg. Press ball mound, pinky mound in, bring the strap into your left hand, keep the shoulders quiet, curve in your lower back, and just begin to feel this external, internal rotation. All right, externally rotate now, and let's begin this left leg out to the left side as you inhale. Press into your right foot, exhale, bring it back. So we're just waking up these hip flexors. Of course, you can straighten that right leg out if you're feeling strong and already pretty open. Relax the ribs down. It's not about the upper body right now. And one more. Notice how hard is too hard when you pull the strap up with the leg. And then bend, keep the external rotation, bend the left knee, keep the foot strapped. Grab the strap with both hands like you're pulling up a bucket of water from the well. When was the last time you did that? External rotation of that hip. This might be enough. Keep that left foot flexed. Or place the left foot close to that right thigh. Draw the right thigh towards your chest. Shift and move that right calf parallel to the floor, both feet flexed. Now reach the arms overhead. We interlaced and pushed away. This time interlace and take the back of the hands and press them away. Everything is active. Keep the gentle curve in your lower back. 2 more breaths. Reach the pinky toe up towards your outer calf. Oh, access that muscle. And then release the hands down. Bring your right foot to the block. Keep the strap, a hold of your foot, uncross that left leg, extend it up towards the sky, grab the strap in either hand, and as you keep the curve in your lower back, begin to draw this left leg towards your chest. And of course, you can straighten the right leg, pressing the back of the right leg into the block. Now we're pretty darn prepped for a nice flow. Keep the curve, draw the belly in. And then let's slowly release that leg. Extend the left leg out, release the arms down by your side, both legs elevated on the block. Jigga, 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 jigga. And take a breath in and a breath out. Feel that circulation. Feel that life force, energy, prana, whatever you'd like to call it. Doesn't matter. And let's continue. As you exhale, press the right back of your leg into the floor and just without using your hands, bring the right knee towards your chest. Bring it out to the right side like a tree pose and then straighten it forward. Do that 2 more times and just feel the core strength without the use of the upper body now. Upper body is quiet. Relax the neck. So you're rotating that right hip basically. And then take the right knee towards your chest. Reach your arms out from your shoulders. Keep pressing into the left block with your left leg. And roll that right knee over towards your left. It's a bit of an awkward twist, so we're going to go back and forth out to the right side, keeping both feet flexed, and over towards the left. If you've got the block positioned nicely on your left calf, you might get a little calf massage. But notice what you have to do in order to not fall off your block. How do you keep your stability? You can do this with a straight leg, but it's a little unruly. Do a total of 6 times. But the whole body now is engaged, and then bring that right knee back, straighten the right leg out, find the block underneath your right leg. And let's do the other side. First, take a breath here, jigga jigga, feel. And then as you exhale, flexing the feet, draw the left knee towards your chest. Bring it out to the side like a tree pose, and then straighten it forward. Toe towards the sky, knee to the chest, externally rotate, straighten it forward. So feel this rotation. And keeping your body nice and quiet by the use of your right leg. And then without using your arms, bring the left knee towards your chest and roll over to the right side and bring it back towards center, and feel the stability of the right leg. You can straighten that left leg if you want. Two more. So see how your sacrum feels. Practice ahimsa. A longer leg is more torque and twist. A bent knee is easier. And back towards center, and straighten that left leg out and jigga jigga. Take a breath in. As you exhale, relax. Feel. All right, as you exhale, draw the belly in, but keep the curve to the spine. Bring the right and the left knee towards your chest, and then bring the feet to the floor. Press into the feet now. Lift the hips up towards the sky. So your feet are on the floor. Feel the strength and integrity of your feet through your knees, up towards your thighs, into your pelvis. Reach the hands underneath. Tuck your shoulder blades under, and here we are in a beautifully stable, integrated bridge pose. We worked upper body, we worked lower body. Find the similarities, and now we're going to take it upside down from a standing pose, Tadasana, to a downward facing dog and our shoulder stand. Nose towards the sky, and then release the arms and lower down. Let's bring the knees to our chest and either rock and roll, which is probably available to you now, or roll to the side up onto hands and knees. Go ahead, Katie. Come on forward, downward facing dog. Enjoy that. Do it again. Keep the belly in. And then a third time. Don't haul it. Keep the knees to the chest. Yeah. Yes. Okay, you guys didn't see that at home, but you know what it is. You rock back, you rock forward, you bring it down, you come on up. Excellent. Palms down, pads of the fingers down, ball mounds down, toe, you know the drill. Shift your weight to the left foot, extend your right leg back and up. Feel the integrity of that whole torso. Get a straight line from fingertips towards the right heel. And then as you come forward, tap the right foot down, and we'll do it 3 times. Back to your dog, 3-legged dog, and forward. Exhale. Inhale, tap. Of course, you can do this on forearms. Exhale, tap, and then lower the knees down, bend the elbows, lower the chest down. Notice the wrist didn't move. Shoulders up and back for 3. And then keep the shoulder blades down, spin the chest forward, pull back on the palms, cobra. Now, your cobra can be down here, but if you can, elbows in, shoulders down. Lower down, toes under, downward facing dog. Palms haven't moved. Shift the weight to the right foot. Extend the left leg back. Of course, this can be on hands and knees, forearms. Find that straight line as you exhale, come forward, tap. Inhale back. Exhale, tap. I think we did 4. Again. And we'll do one more. Come forward, plank. Again, lower down, knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders back 3 times. So feel already the integrity of the spine. Rotate those shoulders 3 times. And then let the chest pull forward and up. Three breaths in cobra. And then lower down, toes under, down dog or child's pose, whatever you like. Good. And then let's come back to a seated pose. Reach around, find your strap. Bring your toes under. How are you guys doing? I feel pretty darn like I plugged the top part of my body into the bottom part of the body. You know, if you ever had dolls as a kid and you pulled them apart, because why wouldn't you? Now, this block behind your thighs sometimes alleviates, sometimes increases the discomfort. But I'm playing with it a little bit. So you can decide. You can also sit, Ronnie, of course, on your block. We're going to be here for a little bit. So let's reach arms out. Spin the palms and arms towards the ceiling. Bring the arms forward. Bring the arms up. Bring the arms out. Spin the palms to the floor and fingers to the floor. Bring the backs of the hands up. Bring the backs of the hands forward. Bring them out. Spin the palms to the ceiling. Fingertips towards the floor. Bring the arms forward. Bend both elbows back. Can you reach the wall behind you and then slide the elbows down the back of the wall? Look at these ribs. Just love the ribs and encourage them to soften inwards. And then reach the hands forward, round the back. Reach the hands back. So here we are, accessing serratus and rhomboid, that sling. Now straighten the arms behind you and bring it in. You guys know this. This is your tricep, whatever they're called in weightlifting. 2 more. Squeeze in those triceps. And 1 more. It's okay, Peppermint. And then spin the palms in, bring the hands to the small of the back. It's like, oh, my shoulders are already there. Reach the right arm up. Face the palm to the back of the room. Now take your left hand and you're going to rotate your outer fleshy part. Well, probably not. You all have massively strong arms now, right? So you get that rotation into the shoulder socket and then bend that right elbow. Tap your right shoulder, right? And so I'm pulling towards midline. Then I slide my hand up towards the right elbow, press it down. So down and back, down and back. Oh, there goes those ribs. Down and back. Maybe you can reach this left arm out now. Spin the left arm to the floor and bring the left hand to the small of the back. So we're not reaching for the fingertips yet. And forward fold. Inhale back up. Release both arms. Woo. And bring them down. Shake them out. Both arms forward. Whoop, fingertips to the floor. Bend both elbows, squeeze. Now you're like a little bunny or a kangaroo or an iguana. And then straighten those arms behind you. Yeah. And then release the arms down. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. What did I do? Oh yeah, press the left palm forward first and then reach it up towards the sky. And then externally rotate it. Reach the right hand, tuck it under, bend that left elbow, tapping yourself on the back. Slide your right hand up, press the elbow down and back. Now we're practicing, of course, non-harming. So we use the breath. See if you can feel that attachment of the ribs and the rhomboid. So if you have your hand on your back, giving yourself a atta girl, you can find the tips of your shoulder blades, and then between the shoulder blades, they're squeezing towards one another. Those are your rhomboids. Now, I have shorter arms, and I'm a little above it. Let the ribs soften in. Now keep the left arm there, maybe reach the right arm out. Internally rotate, so spin that and bring it behind you. Right hand to the small of the back. Press both elbows back and forward fold. I forgot that cue on the other side. And then come on back up. Unfurl both arms. Reach both arms up. And bring both arms down. Oh, that was fun. Shake it out. How does that feel? I don't need it. Bring both hands onto the floor. Let your bum come off the block or your heels, and a downward facing dog. Good. Squeeze both arms together. And then bend your knees. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Now you're going to stay here in a forward fold. As you're going to shift your weight. Now let's keep our hands to the floor. Knees can stay bent. And then lean forward and lift your heels. Let your butt take you towards the sky and lower down. Ooh. And shift back. Now, if you can't quite reach the floor, Maria, you can use the blocks. The idea is to access pads of the palms, fingers of the palms, arms, but now lifting your heels, access the tailbone towards the sky, lower down, release. So when you do things like inversions, yes, your arms are now acting like your legs are now acting like the upper arm bodies, and you're turned upside down and backwards. So let's lower down. Reach for your strap as you bend your knees, come all the way up. Strap the strap around your neck, sweep the arms wide enough. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to do this 3 times, Ronnie. Inhale, halfway up. A little premature on the strap around the neck, so you can take it off. Forward fold. Bend the knees, come through Utkatasana, and come to standing. Bring the palms to the heart. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Lower the arms down again. Inhale, arms wide. By now, hopefully your arms feel pretty light. Exhale, lift the belly, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, extend the spine. Reach for your block and slide it in between your thighs. Now, let the upper body be light. Arms wide like a T. See if you can feel the integrity of the pelvis, the curve of the lower spine, belly, ribs, all pulling in. And now, as you bend your knees, spin the palms towards one another, towards the sky, and see if you can feel a different Utkatasana. That feels pretty darn strong. Does it feel strong for you? Yeah, it's a nice integration. And then come to standing effortlessly and release the hands down. Spin the palms forward. Tadasana. Tada, big mountain. Or Sama Stitihi. So a standing attention. Stiti is attention. I don't know, could you be a mountain and fall asleep? I think you'd have to be at attention. Now feel the block between your legs, but don't get too attached to it. Let's finish up here now. Remove the block. Now we grab our strap and sling it around our neck for now. Actually, sling it over our right shoulder. Yep. Reach the right arm forward Spin the palm towards the ceiling. Reach the right arm up. Bend the right elbow. Take your left hand and bring it on over. Tap your right back again. You'll see the strap is somewhere there. Slide the left hand up to the elbow. Now you're standing. So keep your samastitihi, right? Keep the standing at attention from the waist down. Ribs soften in. Now you can release your left hand or stay here. Spin the left palm to the floor behind you. Bend your left elbow. Maybe you can reach your fingertips, or you've got the strap there as you reach both elbows behind you. Draw the ribs in, draw the belly in, lift the chest, elbows behind you. Now come into your chair pose. Squeeze legs towards midline. What does this have to do with the downward facing dog? Well, stay in your chair pose, and now you're going to release your hands, unfurl, left arm up to join the right, straighten your legs, a forward fold, walk your feet back and feel that same integrity in your downward facing dog. Pads down of the palms, pads down of the fingers. And then bend your knees, look forward. See if you can actively lift your hips and let the feet slide forward. See if your jump forward feels different. And bend the knees, come towards standing. Samastitihi. Let's swing the strap over our left shoulder. Reach the left arm forward. Externally rotate that left arm and then reach it up towards the sky. Take your right hand to the outside of that left arm, roll that bicep in, slide the hands up as you bend the left elbow, press the right palm into the left elbow. Now adjust. You want that shoulder down and back, and then soften the ribs in, and you feel yourself kind of zip up the center, actively engaging the core. From the waist down, you're in Tadasana. Reach the left arm out. Palm towards the floor, feel that external rotation. Reach it behind you. Maybe you can hook your fingertips. I can do it on this side or not. Grab the strap. Reach your elbows behind you. Lift the chest as you reach down into the feet. Chair pose. Keep the chest lifted, Katie. Yes. Keep the belly lifted. Notice the curve. And then keep your chair pose. Release the strap. Release the arms. Let them unfurl. Chair pose. Forward fold. Hands to the floor. Walk your feet back. Now see if you can feel that same sensation of stability in your down dog. And then scoot your toes back, come forward, a full plank. Lower down, knees and chest. Inhale, cobra, although you don't really need a cobra here, but just feel how the shoulders integrate and change your cobra. And then lower down, shift back child's pose, knees underneath your chest. Round that lower back. Spin the palms towards the ceiling, maybe flipper the palms. And then back up onto your hands and knees. Swing your legs around. Let's come onto our backs. Finding our blocks once again. Showing you on screen this action of angling the box behind your thighs. Can you see that? So the blocks are at this angle roughly. And I'm sliding them right under my thighs. You can do it on that first height, which actually might be a little easier. But don't do that just yet. Let's release our lower back and bring our knees to our chest. Now let the lower back flatten. And then bring your hands on top of your knees and do a few Apanasana as you exhale. Keep the shoulders quiet. Inhale, arms straighten. Exhale and inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Now let your feet come onto the floor, arms down by your sides, and just feel for a moment what would feel good for you right now. You could bring your feet together, knees wide, although we've released a lot of the lower back. Knees wide, you can support the outer thighs by angling the block. Or you could extend your legs forward using that block technique on the backs of your thighs and getting a little traction on your back in this position. Or you could try both. Either way, how quickly can you come into quiet? And now the attention, the sthiti, draws inward. Steadiness and ease as we practice along the path. So now the rest of you are going to stay here for a good 10 breaths. But I want you guys, after your 10 breaths, to sit up and just take your time standing up and notice how the whole body moves. Namaste. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you.